So we come to lifting the ball, or sometimes called holding the ball in front of the shoulders, or something around that, depending on what form, etc. you do. It's a nice simple move. We're just taking this move from the 18 form Qigong sequence. It's number 7 of the 18 form Qigong sequence, but we're putting 3 forms together, that 8 brocades forms, and then we're starting at 18 Qigong form, and then a 9 form at the end. So basically 35 moves in all. So this is 7 of the 18 added onto the first 8 brocades. So this is 15 and a whole 35. Again, that doesn't matter. I've put in brackets the number 35, and then I'll put next to it what number it is in the whole form of the 3 forms we're doing here. So you can do these segmentally. It doesn't matter really, because you're going really into the breathing, then just a bit of movement. I'm not spending much time on the movement. This one's called lifting the ball. Again, our name's very similar, but basically we're just taking the movement and we're not going down the traditional path of breathing to belly like a balloon, the usual Qigong setup where you're sort of going into the meridians, the electromagnetic rivers, etc., and the organs it's benefiting, etc. This one will benefit the pericardium and the spleen. It's been linked to within the 18 form Qigong sequence. But again, I'm a believer in when you're breathing in, allowing that breath to manifest, that will reach every single organ, cell, sinew of the body, every atom of the body will be reached through the oxygen you breathe. That's common sense. So especially when you're doing this in a very sort of specific way, that will manifest in every organ, etc. I'm going to turn that off. Yes, so we're going to go straight in with the breathing. So we're going down the yogic path and the Pilates path and the hypnotherapy path with the breathing even. A bit of a mixture of breaths. So we're going to start all that straight away. So we're going to simply zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals and take your navel towards the spine. They go together, they're muscles, segmentally. And right now, as you zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals, you're going to breathe in through the nose and exhale through pursed lips. You've sort of blown out a candle through pursed lips, and that is going to help us breathe into these lower lobes, the lungs, the intercostals, the ribs, anywhere but the stomach. Okay, because there's nowhere else of the breath to go apart from into these lower lobes of lungs, the intercostals, the ribs, anywhere but the stomach. These fish gills, 3D style, organ deep, cell deep, even bone marrow deep, into these lower lobes of lungs, the intercostals, the ribs, anywhere but the stomach. So just simply allow that to happen as you're breathing in through the nose and exhaling through pursed lips. Lovely. As you're still zipping up pelvic floor and scooping out your abdominals, follow the journey all the way in through the nose and exhaling through pursed lips. Lovely. Even imagine someone's opening an umbrella inside your rib cage and letting go, or someone's just pushing out from inside your ribs and letting go right now. As you allow that breath to manifest, organ deep, cell deep, even bone marrow deep, into these lower lobes of lungs, the intercostals, the ribs, anywhere but the stomach. Even imagine someone's wrapped a scarf tightly around your ribs and you breathe into that scarf wide and full. Lovely. Adding width to the lungs and length to the out breath. And that's going to help us use our pelvic floor, our corset muscle, our powerhouse, our girdle of strength, 3 layers deep, which is all segmentally stabilising the spine, what we call a transverse abdominis, in the most efficient manner, but helping us breathe anywhere but the belly button, helping us breathe into these lower lobes of lungs. And that helps us use our pelvic floor and our corset muscle in the most efficient manner. That's what we call lateral thoracic breathing. In short, in Pilates, that's our lateral thoracic breathing. So with that, we're going to close the mouth and go slightly more down the yogic path, just slightly, as we close the mouth and carry on zipping up pelvic floor and scooping out your abdominals right now. That's going to help us just simply lengthen the whole will cycle of the breath, okay? Because it's a smaller filter through the nose, and that's going to naturally help us lengthen the breath in a more cleansing way, in a longer fashion. So again, in your asanas, etc., you will do that. You will lengthen the breath, or in some types of yogic breath, there's many different types. Okay, I digress. We're back to the breathing, zipping up pelvic floor, scooping out the abdominals, and simply breathing out through the nose, slightly going down that yogic path, which we'll come back on in a minute. But now, as you're doing that, you'll feel naturally, as that whole will cycle of breath lengthens, especially the out breath will want to fall longer than the in breath. So simply allow that to happen right now. And as that happens right now, as that out breath falls longer than the in breath, and you allow that to happen, consciously take your mind to that out breath. And as you do that, you're going down the hypnotherapy path, sort of like 7-11 breathing, or, you know, not that we're counting, it could be 5 and 10. But again, just making the out breath longer than the in breath. Quadruple it, double it, triple it, whatever suits you. Just make the out breath longer than the in breath without forcing anything. The in breath's conscious thought, the out breath is subconscious thought. So by extending the out breath longer than the in breath, we're just encouraging them restful relaxation responses and endless streams of comfort. Okay, lovely. That's going to help the parasympathetic nervous system. Sleep, digestion, rest, and relaxation will be benefited by elongating the out breath longer than the in breath. All the things you don't think about, cellular communication, organ function, etc., all being benefited by elongating the out breath longer than the in breath. And simply allowing that simplicity to relax the mind. So we've sort of gone down the 3 paths there with the breathing. Now you can stick with that, or you can make that slightly more advanced yogic breath, what we call ujjayi breath, victorious breath in Sanskrit. So again, just to do that, if you can get this, great. If you can't, don't worry. Just carry on breathing as you are right now. Breathing into them lower lobes of lungs, intercostals, the ribs, as you zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals. Breathing in out through the nose while elongating the out breath longer than the in breath. Keep on doing that right now. Just simply being aware of the sound of the breath, the feel of the breath, as it weaves that tapestry of relaxation in every single organ, cell, sinew of the body. If you want to go on to ujjayi breath, slightly more advanced yogic breath, then we're going to grip at the esophagus. We're going to narrow the esophagus, make a smaller filter, narrow the esophagus, and we're going to do a soft, sweet, sighing, whistling, silky sound. So again, if you can't get this, don't worry, carry on breathing as you are. Otherwise, it's going to sound like this. I'm going to demonstrate. The only way is to demonstrate. We're going to breathe in for the nose still. Keep them shoulders down and exhale. It's like going with the mouth shut. So you're going to breathe in, it's a shoulders down, and it's a exhale. As you can feel that raspy, silky sound from the back of the throat. I've got a bit of a cold at the moment, but again, might sound a little bit different, but again, it's a raspy, silky sound from the back of the throat. It's like a... Keep these shoulders down though. We want to come up and exhale. That'll give us something even more to focus on and hear. Okay, it's focusing breath, a sort of natural focusing breath we do in everyday life. That's going to even more so build the heat within the body and fan the fire to burn all the toxins in the body. Ujjayi breath, victorious breath. In Sanskrit, seashore breathing. Lovely. Again, that's a sort of natural breath we do in everyday life. Sometimes when we sort of trying to want to do a fine motor skill, etc., threading the needle is a good example, something like that. we're sigh maybe, but we're just overemphasizing that focusing breath, real focusing breath. That just gives you something even more to focus on the breath. Helps to stimulate the thyroid gland, which helps with weight control, etc. Helps us build the heat within the body. Lovely. So again, with Ujjayi breath or not, we're going to take that breathing into vinyasa, breath synchronized movement in Sanskrit. Breath synchronized motion. Going to integrate the breath and emotion and calibrate and synchronize the breath and emotion. So again, from here, still zip up pelvic floor, scoop out abdominals, keep within breathing principles, and we're going to exhale to here and breathing come back. Even imagine you've got a skewer through your head and you're just turning off that skewer, keeping the shoulders down. Exhale, breathing in. I'm going to show you the feet in a minute. If you want, you can just do this from here without moving the feet. Breathing in, exhale. If you want to come up on the toes and exhale here, you can do. Or slightly turn the foot on the ball of the heel and turn. Breathing, come back, exhale. Again, I'll come back and demonstrate. So it's breathing in, coming back, exhale. Again, a little turn on the foot, little pivot, it's going to save the knee. But again, as you exhale, be nice and long as you turn here and really elongate the exhale as long as you like. Again, imagine that skewer through your head, you turn in, that, and again, that puppet string on your head, that hook, that brace on your head, pulling your head up towards the ceiling. Exhale, breathing in, coming back, exhale. That little turn on the foot, breathing in, coming back. Just wringing out all the tension from the spine on that elongated exhale. Breathing in, coming back. That puppet string, that hook, that brace on your head, pulling your head up towards the ceiling. Exhale, let go. If you bring the hand up high, cool, but keep them shoulders down. Remember, overactive in these upper traps. So again, they do want to take over sometimes. 90% of us are overactive in them. So keep the shoulders down. Exhale, breathing, come back, exhale. Hands are loose, fingers extended, but you know, just spaces between them nice and relaxed. Exhale. And again, just really elongate the out breath. You want to stay here and just elongate the out breath for as long as you like, and simply calibrate and synchronize and integrate the breath and emotion as you zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals, with Ujjayi breath or not. Simply elongate the out breath for as long as you like. Lovely. That's a nice one for wringing out the tension in the spine. Same as the next one is, it's number 8, the 18 form Qigong sequence, or number 16 is whole 35 free forms put together. It's called Gazing at the Moon. Another one sort of wringing out the tension from the spine. But again, that was lifting the ball. Real nice one if you're doing Tai Chi, just keeping the hands relaxed and just sort of getting rid of all the sort of stresses that you'll purge. As you do the exhale, you'll imagine all the stresses purging from the body, from the spine. The spine's linked to all the meridians, them electromagnetic rivers through the body, or even the nervous system, you know, runs from your spine out to every area of the body. So again, it's a nice one for sort of wringing out all the tension and stresses from the spine. As you're sort of wringing out the dirty cloth in the stream, it's getting cleaner and cleaner as you keep on wringing out all the tension from the spine on that elongated out breath. Lovely. You never step in the same stream twice. It's always running slightly in a different direction as you keep on elongating the out breath for as long as you like. Breathing in, coming back. Nice simple motion and really good for your Tai Chi, to relax the shoulders, relax the hands. Lovely. Gazing at the moon next. Bang. That was lifting the ball.